All right, Amusement Mark is back with you, and now it's Toontown. If you're going to have a great music experience at VBS, like we always do, then you're going to need to set the stage for a great thing for the kids to come and perform. And so this year we're going to put this large shell up here so the kids can be able to perform. So here's a couple of things that we put together that I think will help. First of all, we made these large arches, and there's 2 of them and then a backdrop. And they're made out of the styrofoam and construction foam that they put on the side of houses whenever they're building. Let me show you a little piece of one. We got this at the home improvement store, and this one is pretty thick. You can get them in different thicknesses, and we put the very first one up, and it's the most thick that they make. And so when you go to town, look for that. Now, I will say that the next one wasn't quite as thick, and the one in the very back is not either. And so just because we were trying to save money, so I'd encourage you to do that. Now, the best way I found to cut these is with a hot knife. Now, I have cut these with a blade, like a box knife or something, a razor blade. I think I've tried everything. And when the blade gets dulled and it starts balling up, and it feels like you cut and you cut and you cut, and it takes forever. But a hot knife goes so fast. And so what you do is you just turn it to really as high as you want it to go. It doesn't have to be that high. I think I put it on high because I like it on high. And you push the red button, and that really sends the fire to this and able to heat this up. It's kind of like a high-powered curling iron that's flat or something. And you just kind of push it down through there as you're going. We trace this off with a Sharpie marker, a permanent marker, and you can, what we did was we laid it on the ground, and we kind of made a compass by putting a pencil and a string and another pencil, and we were able to make the circle pattern. And so you'll notice we had 3 sheets put together to make the circle, and then we were able to just cut it out. And so I'll encourage you to go ahead and try it that way, and then go back and trace your line, and then you'll feel better about making an arch. Making circles, making arches is always kind of a guess. So definitely, whenever you make one side, just flip it over and trace that so that way they for sure will mirror each other. Now, there's a couple of ways to put this together. You could put Velcro in between and join them together, but what we did was we laid it down on the ground because of the silver backing that was on it, and just used some tape, like some box tape, and put it together, and it was able to stay really easily. And you may notice already that we have chairs back here, just some children's chairs. And when we prop these up and set them up there, they're so light, it takes very little to hold them up. And we just put some tape on the back of the chair to hold them in place, and they haven't moved at all. Now, one trick you want to keep in mind, because the chairs are just holding this arch up, is if you were to attach the sign to the arch, it might want to fall forward. So what we did was we suspended it from the ceiling. This is actually the artwork that we put on some foam core board that you can get at the hobby store or even at Walmart. And we hung it with some fishing line. Now, you probably have some fishing line somewhere in the church, and just pull that out because it's not easily seen, and it's so strong. And we wanting to get this marquee type of a bend in the sign like the artwork has, and so we pulled one out to the front to make it point out a little bit more. But really, just join those 2 together on the back with a piece of tape and hinge it, and you're ready to roll. Now, let's think about this stage for just a moment. The stage is actually just a large brown sheet. It's a king size sheet. Again, that high thread count of 200. And whenever you get that unwrapped, I noticed that this one had lots of lines where it was folded, and it was perfect to draw the wooden slats for the stage. And so we just followed the actual lines of the folds, and then every now and then we put a line going across in order to be where the 2 boards would join together. And so then a couple of nail holes that would keep in place. This is the very same stage floor that we created for the Opera House in Sydney when we had that theme. And so we're actually pulling that back out and using it again. And so you could reuse a lot of the things that you've made. Now let's think about these lights for just a moment. So basically what we did was I'll take this apart so you can see. This is just the foam insulation. It's a little bit larger than what we used on the track. And we just took these C7 or C9 Christmas lights and put them inside, let it close up. If you want to use the kind that seal, that'd be just fine. We'll probably use all of this again. And so you can put these pan covers, actually they're burner covers for an electric stove that we got at Walmart. They're foil. You can put those right over. We did add 2 more lights over here to the back. Just some clip-on lights. We hooked them to the chair to shine up on the back scene, and then some lighting in the front. Those lights can add a lot to your scene. And when you're up here singing and you're having your performance, you want the light to be on you. And so I think you can create a great Toontown with the lights, with the backdrop, with the stage, and your kids are going to love it.